Alright guys, so now we're back in Goomba Village. So we will deliver the letter to Goompapa. If I remember correctly, this is part of the letter sequence. Yes, it is. Now, a lot of people, for some reason, I didn't actually know this, but apparently a lot of people don't know what the actual letter sequence gives you once you're done with it. It gives you a badge. And I think it's called, Very Lucky, and it makes enemies fail to attack Mario. Not just when he's in danger, just overall it makes them fail sometimes to attack. And it's not a great badge, but for people like me that try to get all the badges, you know, you have to get it, so. Okay, so we've got one for Merlin, and we got one for Musty near Princess Peach's castle. First thing I'm going to want to do, though, is change those Koopa leaves into Koopa tea, and the Goom Nut into a Goom... I think it's a Nutty Cake, actually. And I may or may not go over all the recipes. I don't know, it kind of depends. I mean, I know that my co-op LPers, they kind of want to do certain stuff in the game too. So I think the best thing overall, if they're watching this, I think the overall best thing to do would be just go ahead and finish the game and then, you know, like, talk about it individually and see who wants to do what. Because I know, for example, Crystal Star Studio, they did Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door. And, you know, certain people went over certain chapters in the Trouble Center and stuff like that. So, I guess it just kind of depends. RSP's not too bad. Koopa tea. Is there anything else that I can cook? Nope. Really quickly, because I never bothered to do it, if you want to, the Bulbulb seeds that you get, one of them is from Toad Town, the other one was in the Dry Desert area. If you want to go ahead and give those to... I'm not sure which one this toad is. There's a lot of toads in this place, obviously. But you can go ahead and give them to her, and just so you don't have to worry about it later. And did you restock with anything that it might be worth buying? First attack, multi-bounce, sleep stomp, none of which I use. I said I don't use the hammer abilities, I don't really use the, jump abilities too much either, except for the one that you get right at the beginning of the game. So here you go, Merlin. And he, obviously, like I said, with most people, he will give you a star piece. But that is not part of the letter trading sequence. This, however, is. So yes, here you go. And believe me, the letter trading sequence is a long one, and we're not going to be able to finish it, or I'm not going to be able to. You can finish it, I think, like, whenever you get the ability to go to Chapter 7 or something like that. I mean, it takes a long time. You have to go to Starborn Valley, which is in Chapter 7. So it does take a while. And I know it seems like it takes a while, but imagine how long it would take if you didn't have the warp pipes. I mean, it would take a ridiculously long time. And there's warp pipes too. I know at least one other place. I'm trying to think how many other ones there are. I know there's more than that, but the only ones that are accessible are those three right now. There's one that almost is, but it's not quite. Alright, so he is near the entrance of I nearly said Cooper Village. Let me try that again. Koopa Village. So this one goes to Fishmail, and he's very easy to find, just like the Koopa says. He's in the Toad Town port, which we actually have never gone to. Because there's no need. The only time the Toad Town port actually plays any significant role in the story is Chapter 5. I mean, it's also got, like, one other thing where you can get a badge but it's like a sound attack badge. So it's one of those things that just changes the way, the noise that Mario's hammer makes whenever he attacks. So the Toad Town port is just over here. Hello, Fuzzipede. We'll actually see the Fuzzipede later. I'm kind of surprised to see him right now. I didn't know he was right here. So he will want you to give the letter back to Koover, or a different letter, I'm sorry. Why would he give you the same one? Also, there is a coin block over here. There's a little bit of a block puzzle right here. How much money do I have? 157? That's not too bad. The refund badge is very nice to me. One other thing is I've never actually figured out the use for this house right here. It's like two toads that just moved in, and that's really all I ever figured out from it. Over there, that guy back there that was wearing the blue and looked like he was about to kill somebody. That is Rip Cheeto, or Chet Rippo, one of the two. It doesn't really matter which. Either way, they're not helpful. But he will increase your flower point. Please don't go back up the pipe, Mario. Mario, please cooperate with me. Thank you. He will increase your HP, FP, or badge points, BP. But if you do that, he's also going to decrease one of the other two. So if you increase like your HP, it's going to decrease your BP or FP. Either way. So I would not recommend using that. Oh look, it's Chuck Quizmo again. He usually shows up in either Toad Town or here, but he can also show up in Dry Dry Outpost. Basically, he can only show up in the towns, so if you're looking for him, that's where he's going to be. What color of the pants was the Goomba King wearing? Red and white. And the only reason I know that is because every time I play this game, I run into Chuck Quizmo enough to get that question. And Chuck Quizmo actually holds a lot of the star pieces. There are 160 in the game, and he holds a pretty good amount of them. So, you're welcome. So they want you to give this to Mr. E in Dry Dry Outpost. And he's in front of the Toad Town, or not the Toad Town house, the Toad house where you can rest. And he's wearing a blue turban. Which is actually nice that somebody was that specific, because if you listen, they actually give you some pretty decent tips on the person you're looking for. Sorry, I accidentally hit the B button one too many times, so Parakarry was like, oh no, I lost it, even though he didn't. Miss T, normally in front of this dojo with her sisters. The problem with that is since there are 3 of them, you don't know which one is which, so you usually have to talk to all of them. And yes, I know the letter sequence takes up a while. And I don't really feel like cutting it out, so you guys are going to get to watch the letter sequence, or as much of the letter sequence as I can cover. Oh wait, the dojo's not over here. What am I thinking? Alright, so they are back here. I'm pretty sure it's the orange one, but I'm not sure. Yes, it is the orange one. Alright, so they want you to give this one to Little Mouser at Dry Outpost, and I know this thing goes on for a while. I figured at the end of the trading quest, whenever I first did it, they would just give you like a whole bunch of star pieces, like 10 or maybe even 20 if they were really generous. Because you have to deliver a lot of letters, as you can already tell. There's actually one while going through my chapter that I will be able to cover. Like while going through the chapter right now. Currently I'm not able to do it, but I will be able to whenever I start my chapter. When I actually start my chapter, I should say. Something interesting, whenever you buy the Dried Hammer and the Dusty Shroom, is if you don't buy them, you get a little bit of different dialogue from Mustafa whenever you first meet him. He's like, how did you get here without knowing about so-and-so? Okay, here we go. A letter to Frankie and Boo's mansion. We cannot do anything about that just yet, but like I said, once my chapter starts, we'll be able to do so. I don't blame Adis Black for not doing this part of the quest, though, because A, it takes a long time to do, and I know his thing is very, very, very laggy, because he's doing his on a ROM, if you couldn't already tell. And B, frankly, I can understand why people wouldn't want to do it, because it's not really an enjoyable thing to do. Alright, that's the letter to that. Is there anything else I need to do before I head out? Badges. I probably ought to equip some badges. Double Dip. And, well, I'd really like to equip Peekaboo, but I can't, so let's get rid of Close Call. I don't like Mario being in danger overall, so we're not going to worry about it. One thing I would like to thank Adis Black for is leaving me this cutscene, because it is my favorite cutscene in the entire game, so let's go ahead and watch it. What's up with you? Just now, a ghost passed right in front of me. You saw it, didn't you? Toad, I don't know what you're talking about. No, you must have. I just love that face right there. That's priceless. Over there. No, 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 the other way. I know I'm making him sound like a ghost, but whatever. It went into the forest. I still think you're lying to me, Toad. But Mario, this madness has to end. Will you go into the forest and see what's going on? I'm ashamed to say it's my job, but I just can't go. I'm too frightened of ghosts. You sound like Luigi. Please, I'm begging you. Oh, I love Bootler, as you can tell, since my icon on my actual channel is Bootler. Bootler's just awesome. Nobody hates Bootler. I mean, you can either just kind of like him or really like him, but nobody hates Bootler. And that's who this is. Hello, Bootler. Pardon me, sir. Would you happen to be Mario? How do you do, sir? What's up, Bootler? My master wishes to see you. Oh, does he? Or she. If you would, please call on us at the mansion on the far side of Forever Forest. My master would also like me to add that she has in her possession important news regarding the Star Spirits. Oh, is that so? Please make haste. We shall await your arrival with a warm welcome. Very well, Bootler. And if you don't come, we'll get you! Boo! Oh, Bootler. I loves me the Bootler. Chapter 3, The Invincible Tubba Blubba. Alright, so whenever you go in here, you'll realize that it's actually pretty easy to get lost. And then the bush that will shake and have the flowers make that really creepy sounding noise. That is the path you'll want to go on. Now we have this guy right here. What do you think you're doing? I think I'm walking through Forever Forest. So he doesn't want you to go in there, but once you tell him that you're invited to Boo's mansion, he will let you pass. He will explain also that each area... Hold on a second. Come on, camera, go back to normal so they can actually read it. Well, it's having issues right now, but the point is he explains that to go on the right path, it will have something different about it. So that is all we have for this part. So next time we'll navigate through Forever Forest. See you guys then.